Abies Irish Rose.
What are you laughing at?
What am I laughing? I'm just laughing. What's the matter? There's a law against that. Yes, here it is, folks. Green, America's largest selling shampoo, once again brings you that lovable, laughable show, Ann Nichols' Abies Irish Rose. And now for tonight's visit with the Murphys and the Levys. Well, since the two fathers have made their New Year's resolutions to stop fighting, they've been pretty good about it. But how long it will last, nobody knows. There is only one fly in the ointment. Abie is working for Flanagan and Rosenberg in Jersey City. And, worse than that, he has a contract. Solomon needs Abie in his store. And unless something is done fast, there won't be a Solomon Levy department store. Our scene opens immediately following last week's program. It's the little apartment of Rosemary and Abie, where we find Patrick and Solomon and the Cohen.
So, you have a contract for a year, huh? Well, Sol and I are going to break that contract, Abie. Your father needs you at the Solomon Levy department store, and by jingoes, you're coming back to him.
Well, don't you suppose I'd rather work for my father than for Flanagan and Rosenberg? But I can't get away, Mr. Murphy. I'm tied up with them for a whole year.
Well, by the time we're through with Flanagan and Rosenberg, that contract will be untied by Murphy and Levy, won't it, Sol?
Well, a contract is a contract, Jeff, and I'm thinking...
I'll do your thinking for you. Just leave that to me.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I do.
I hope you do.
What do you mean by that, Crack?
Since I hope without cracking. I didn't mean anything.
But I do, Mr. Murphy.
You do you?
Yes, I do. I'm not letting you get Solomon into any more trouble.
I get him into trouble. I'm only trying to help him out.
Why don't you start that out business? Try to help him in. Then you'll be doing something.
Mama, when you talk to him, shut up. Now, Mr. Murphy, I'm warning you. As Solomon's lawyer, I'm warning you. You can't make them break Abie's contract. Stay away from the Flanagan and Rosenberg department stores. And stay away from Jersey City. You only succeed in making fools of yourself.
They don't have to leave the Bronx for that.
Listen, Pep, I appreciate from my heart you wanting to help me out. From the bottom of it, I appreciate it.
Well, I do, Sol. I do want to help you. And that comes from the bottom of my heart, too.
I know it does, Pep.
So now that your hearts have both reached their bottom, let's go home.
Well, Pep, I guess home would be more sensible than Jersey City.
Dad.
Yes, Abel?
Dad, I wish I could come back to the store. But I honestly never thought you'd be wanting me back. And there was Rosemary and the twins. I had to take that job.
I know, Abel. It ain't your fault. All the fault was mine. I'm sorry.
Well, Papa Levy, isn't there something you can do about it until Abie can come back? Borrow money or something. Anything to keep going. His contract only runs for a year.
A year, she says. The next week they're advising him to go into bankruptcy.
That, Mrs. Cohen, I will never do.
I know that, Solomon. I said it to Casey.
No, sir. I'll sell my house, my furniture, my everything I got before I'll do that. I should pay everything and keep my flags flying.
You're a great man, Solomon.
Thank you, Pep.
Dad, you've always taught me that deeds speak louder than words.
To be sure I have.
Well, then why don't you do something for Papa Levy? You have a lot of money. Now, why don't you let him have some of it?
Will you listen to that? Why don't I let him have some of my money?
Yes, Dad. Why be so stingy about
Listen,
it?
Rosalie.
No, I won't listen. I think it's a shame.
Look, Attila, listen. I don't want your papa's money. He offered it to me today as much as I needed.
He did?
He did.
I did. So take the wind out of your sails.
Well, why wouldn't you take it, Papa Levy?
He didn't take it because Because he's a schnuckel.
Who's a schnuckel? Listen, I didn't refuse the offer because I'm a schnuckel, but because it would be like taking money from a baby.
Oh, you think I don't know an honest man when I see him?
Sure you do, but you ain't got good sense to throw money away.
Who's throwing money away?
You're throwing money away, and I ain't going to let you do it.
Whose money is it?
It's your money, and I'm going to see that you keep it.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter with you?
What's happened to your New Year's resolution? Besides, you two ain't got nothing to fight about.
Why, sure we have. I want him to take the money.
And I wouldn't do it.
You're crazy.
And you're a schmegegim, and that's a brochen cough.
And what?
Technically, you know what I said? I said you was cracked in the head. But that ain't your fault.
Certainly not. Maybe when he was a child, they dropped him on it.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Is that so?
Now, wait a minute. Don't get mad again. You know something, Pep? I think they dropped me on mine head, too.
Oh, Papa Levy, why won't you let Dad help you?
Now, listen, Ketchup. No good money should be thrown after bad. A year is a long time to keep on losing business. If Abel didn't have that contract, it would be fine. But he's with Flanagan and Rosenberg. I'm...
You're understood? Come on, Papa. I want to go home. I am tired, and you should be in bed.
She's tired, and I should be in bed. Ain't that something?
Come on, Isaac.
But I'm not finished here yet.
And what do you have to finish? Solomon is finished already.
Now, listen, darling, you go home. I've got to see that Solomon gets into no more trouble. Don't you realize I'm his lawyer?
I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't go home until you come along with me.
Please, sweetheart, I wouldn't be long. Now, here's your coat. You're tired, darling.
All right. So I'll go. I am tired.
Sure you are.
Good night, Rosa Neighborly, and the rest of you.
Good night, Mama.
Good night, Mamala. Good night. I wouldn't be out late, Mamala. I'll be glad to see my bet tonight, too.
If you're out late, you wouldn't see your bet tonight. I'll lock you out. So be home in an hour.
Would she really lock you out? Oh, of course she wouldn't. Mamala's awfully sweet.
Mamala can be awfully sour, too. Now, where was we?
We were going around in circles, getting nowhere quick.
Abie, what kind of men are Flanagan and Rosenberg?
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Murphy, I haven't seen much of either one of them.
Well, don't they come to the store?
Oh, yes, sure. They're at the store every day, but I guess I just don't happen to run into them.
Well, you met them when they hired you, didn't you?
Yes, but that was only for a moment. You see, Stinky Cassidy took me over there because the bank had recommended me.
But I always meet all the people in my store and get to know them personally.
Well, Dad, Flanagan and Rosenberg don't.
But how can they keep in business?
Oh, they have an efficiency expert. He looks after things.
And is he over you or under you, Abie?
I don't know yet. At least he leaves me entirely alone, if that's what you mean. Is it, Dad?
I am so mixed up, I don't know what I mean. An efficiency expert. In your business, do you have one of those things, Pat?
I certainly do. One of the best.
Is that so? Who is it?
Who is it? It's me.
Well, here's your house, Isaac.
Do you think you'll get in all right? Mrs. Cohen gave you an hour to be home, and it's 3 hours already.
Sure. If that was my only worry, I wouldn't worry. It's you, too. Please, I'm begging you. Don't go to Jersey City. Will you promise me that?
Will you please stop worrying, Isaac?
Go home and get a good night's sleep. I'm needing it, too.
So am I. Come on, Sal. We can both think better in the morning.
You sure you can get in, Isaac? Are you sure Mama wouldn't hand pickle you?
Sure, I'm sure. Go home and sleep the cobwebs out of from your brain.
Good night, Isaac.
Good night, Mr. Cohen.
Good night, boys. Oh, she did it again. Oh. Well. it started raining, I'll be wet to the skin. Won't you have a little pity? I wanna come home, and I know my heart don't want to be alone.
Well, poor little Cohen, locked out in the cold. But we know Mama Lou will let him in the house eventually. But what about the two fathers and Flanagan and Rosenberg? Well, more about that later. But first, tonight when you brush your hair before you go to bed, take a good honest look in your mirror. See whether your hair really is the crowning glory it should be or just hair. Then, unless you're perfectly satisfied, make up your mind that tomorrow you'll get a bottle of our new improved Special Dream and give your hair a good shampoo. Because unless you've been using Special Dream, you've probably never seen your hair at its best. For Special Dream does something no soap or soap shampoo can do. It reveals every bit of the natural luster and color brilliance. The reason is that Special Dream never leaves any dulling film on hair, as all soaps do. Instead, it reveals up to 33% more luster. And now that Special Dream has been improved with added hair conditioner, it leaves hair far silkier, smoother, and easier to manage right after shampooing. If you haven't tried Dream lately, you'll be amazed. We know of no other shampoo that leaves hair so lustrous and yet so easy to manage. Only Special Dream with hair conditioner. So don't wait to try this wonderful improved shampoo with the extra beauty benefits. Ask your beauty shop to use it. And be sure to specify Special Dream with hair conditioner. And now back to Abie's Irish Rose. It's the next morning in the Cohen home. Here we find Popula and Pamela.
Hi. Gesund sollst du sein. Wachsen sollst du.
This is all your fault, Mamala. Making me sit out on those stone steps all night.
It wasn't all night. It was only a half hour. And anyhow, you had no business to be out so late. Here, take this medicine.
No.
Come on, take it. Take it before I open the mouth for you and put it in.
Zur Gesundheit.
Open it. You open it.
There. Boy, where did you get that stuff? It's awful.
It's good. It's good enough for this morning. If you ain't better, I'll send for the doctor. Now I'm going downstairs.
Please, Mama, stay with me. I don't want to be alone.
You didn't want me last night, so you can do without me this morning.
Will you call Solomon for me?
No.
But if they go to Jersey City, I ought to go with them.
I don't care what you ought to do. You're going to stay in bed. I don't care if Solomon and Patrick Murphy go to Jericho.
Oh,
Oh, miss.
Yes? Yes?
We are calling on Mr. Flanagan and Mr. Rosenberg.
Have you an appointment?
Well, not exactly.
Then I'm afraid you can't see anybody.
Listen here, my good woman. This is Solomon Levy of the Solomon Levy department store in the Bronx.
It wouldn't make any difference if he was Marco Polo. You have to have an appointment.
Marcus Polo couldn't make an appointment. He's dead. So is this door.
You're not wrong, brother.
Did you say something?
If I did, it slipped out. You see, no one can see either Mr. Flanagan or Mr. Rosenberg without an appointment. That is one of our very strict rules. In fact, our Mr. Rudel calls it one of our very strictest rules.
Yes, not true is that, Mr. Rudel.
He's our efficiency expert.
But this is an emergency.
If it is an emergency, as you say, it is quite within the realm of possibility that I can make an appointment for you by the end of the week.
The end of the week will be too late. Right away, we've got to see him.
Have you written the letter?
Yes. What letter?
First, our Mr. Rudel says you must write a letter.
But...
Then I take the letter up to our Miss Cavendish.
Yes, but...
And then our Miss Cavendish consults the calendar. And then Miss Cavendish informs me whether or not the appointment is possible.
Oh,
and then I write a letter back to the parties concerned.
We understand.
So can't you see that is impossible to do until the end of the week?
Oh, this is good.
Well, can't we cut the red tape and see Miss Cavendish?
Oh, no. Sometimes it's necessary for Miss Cavendish to take it up with our Mr. Hampshire.
Huh?
Then, when that happens, he informs Miss Cavendish and she informs me before I write the letter.
Where is this Mr. Hampshire?
If you want to see our Mr. Hampshire, you must have an appointment, too.
What about the customers? Do they have to make appointments?
Yeah, wait a minute. Just a second, please. Young woman, maybe you didn't find my friend. I am Solomon Levy of the Solomon Levy department store in the Bronx.
Well, when you write, be sure and use your business letterhead.
But...
Sometimes people write in for appointments and don't use the letterhead.
Look.
We have strict instructions to ignore all such correspondence. People who have legitimate business always have proper forms on which to communicate. That's what our Mr. Rudels always says. Now, one time...
Stop it. I'm losing my mind. Now then.
I'm losing mine, too. And it's all the fault of your Mr. Noodles.
The name is Rudels.
What's the difference? Noodles, poodles, cayudles. He's crazy. Never did I hear such a craziness in a department store.
Neither did I. Now then, will you go in and tell Flanagan and Rosenberg that Murphy and Levy are here to see them? Or do I have to break the door down?
If you use that unseemly tone of voice to me, I shall be compelled to call our new general manager, Mr. Abraham Levy.
No. Wait, don't do that.
Sir, my instructions are very explicit.
Huh?
I have been instructed to call on our Mr. Levy whenever I have a problem with which I cannot cope.
Oh, listen, girlie. Cut out the highfalutin gap. Or do you like it?
What do you think?
Just what you think.
Now we're getting somewhere.
What's your name?
Susan Jones.
Well, Susie, what would happen if we told you we had an appointment?
Well, if the record showed a bona fide appointment, I would usher you into their presence.
And, what mistake isn't?
I would immediately check for a mistake. If the mistake was located, I would apologize to you.
You have to talk this way to everybody.
And how?
Don't you ever get tired making all this explanation?
That, sir, is my position. I tire? Certainly. But as Mr. Rudel says...
Again with the Rudel.
Oh, he says it should be a pleasant fatigue. A culmination of an assigned task well done.
So says your Mr. Rudel.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I'd like to meet him.
Now could we go in and see Rosenberg and Flanagan?
Certainly. Just a moment, and I will announce you. You are Mr. Abie's father, and you're Rosemary's father.
Yes. How did you know that?
Oh, Mr. Abie told me all about you.
Then why did you hand us that line?
Mr. Rudel. Oh.
Oh, you know.
I don't make the rules, but I do my best to keep them.
Yeah, you're cute. Ain't she, Pep?
And Francis is pretty as the map of Ireland.
Oh, but I'm not Irish, Mr. Murphy. I'm Russian. That is, Russian descent.
And you look it. Just like I do. Don't she, Pep?
Well, now, she may be Russian in looking, but her face is certainly prettier than your map. And that's no lie.
Oh, gentlemen, when you wrote for your appointment...
But, we didn't write.
Well, it's just for my records, you know. Did you use your letterhead?
Oh, for the records. Well, if we didn't, we certainly will the next time.
probably wonder what Patrick and Solomon will find when they meet Flanagan and Rosenberg. In just a moment, we'll take you back to them. But first, hey, are you bothered about removing ugly, scaly dandruff? You won't be when you shampoo with Special Dream. Because Special Dream Super Cleansing Action removes that flaky dandruff the very first time you use it. And besides, does something else. Something far more important. And something no soap shampoo can do. Not even those claiming to be dandruff removers. Special Dream reveals up to 33% more luster than any soap or soap shampoo. Because it never leaves any dulling film on hair, as soaps always do to dim the natural beauty. And so here's something else. Now that Special Dream has been improved with added hair conditioner, it leaves hair far silkier, smoother, and easier to manage right after shampooing. We know of no other shampoo that gives you all these beauty benefits. So before you wash your hair another time, buy a bottle of this wonderful improved shampoo. Ask for it by its full name, Special Dream with hair conditioner. Now that's important, so remember, Special Dream with hair conditioner. And now back to Abie's Irish Rose. It's immediately following the last scene, and Miss Jones is announcing Solomon and Patrick to Flanagan and Rosenberg.
Two gentlemen to see you, gentlemen. They say to come right in at that door straight ahead.
Thank you very much. Don't stop to think it. Come on, son. Well, that's it. Doggone, that's the card I was waiting for. That gin's me.
Well, I'll be doggone. That's the fourth time you've gone and done it. And you have 3 frames to boot.
I have, simply luck. Nothing but luck. I never can figure the proper card to play.
I am.
Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, good morning. Come right in and...
Have a seat.
Want to make it double?
Doubles? What is a double?
Gin rummy.
Double. Wonderful game.
Simply wonderful.
Well, I kind of came on business. Maybe your friend would like
To play? Never played, never.
Oh, that's
Too bad.
I'm Flanagan.
Flanagan.
I'm Rosenberg.
Rosenberg?
I didn't quite catch your name.
I'm Solomon Levy of the Solomon Levy Department Store in the Bronx.
And I'm Patrick Joseph Murphy.
Of the Solomon Levy Department Store of the Bronx.
No, do I look like I belong to the Solomon Levy Department Store?
What's the matter with the Solomon Levy Department Store?
Oh, no, nothing, son. Now, don't get excited. You sure you won't play a hand of gin?
Sure wish you would. Well, to tell you the truth, I got some very important business with you.
Business?
With us?
Go on, Charles, tell it.
I want that you should sell me a contract.
Oh, we don't understand.
I want to buy the contract that you have with Abie Levy. We are very definitely...
Not interested.
Please, don't say that. Abie is my son. I need him in my business. Without him, I would be a very sick and an ill man.
No, that's all, gentlemen. Mr. Levy needs him desperately.
We are not interested.
We don't care whether he lives or dies. It's your deal, Flanagan.
No, sir, no. It's your deal, Rosenberg. You just won.
Oh, that's right. So I did. Give me the car. Now, wait a minute, you two. Don't try giving us the brush off. Flanagan, cut the car.
Sure enough, sir.
Do you hear me? Don't try ignoring it. We know all about the Solomon Levy Department Store.
We get reports on everything.
Yes, the Solomon Levy store is about to go under. Solomon Levy ain't got no money to buy anything.
Let alone a contract.
Is that so? Sure, so...
Why should we be interested in selling anything?
When we could buy you and sell.
Is that so? Is that so? Well, let me tell you something. I could buy you and keep you. I wouldn't have to sell you.
Brave talk.
From slight people.
Slight people, eh? Brave talk, eh? Well, see if this sounds like slight people. I could buy out the whole shebang. I could write a check for the whole work.
Rosenberg, deal the car.
Yes, Sir Flanagan. I'd be delighted. Stop the card playing!
Be quiet.
That's right. Don't make me lose count. You don't think I can, do you?
Do what?
Buy your whole outfit with a single check. Put up or shut up.
Well said, Rosenberg.
Thank you, sir. How much do you want for it? Be careful. Let me alone. I'll show him how straight you are.
I'll buy their whole dump and then swing them by the ankles till I got the walls out.
Take a card, Flanagan.
Yes, I already took it. Here, this is my discount.
Oh, sure enough.
Answer me. How much do you want for it?
You're buying it.
You write the check.
Wait a minute, Pep. Don't take out your checkbook.
Get on talk and I'll take out my checkbook. They can't tell me to put up or shut up.
Pep, you're acting crazy.
I see. We knew you all were bluffing.
Yo, it's just an act.
Oh, so you think we're bluffing, huh?
I'm asking for the last time. How much do you want?
Well, sir, we're sporting men. Just to see if you're bluffing or not, we'll take
10,000, providing
you sign this paper, assuming a few small debts.
for which we'll give you this share bill of sale, which, by a strange coincidence, I happen to have in my pocket right here. Otherwise,
Shut up and get off.
I'll show you who'll shut up and get out. Here, 10,000. Patrick Joseph Bussy. Here, the sign. Give me that bill of sale.
No. First, sign me.
I'll sign anything.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now get out. Get out before I throw you out.
Oh, goody, Flanagan. Now we all can go back down home.
Yo, no.
Pepsicle, you shouldn't have done that.
Goodbye, y'all.
I get out. Oh, this is terrible. You shouldn't lose your temper like that, Pep.
What happened?
What happened? What happened? You got mad and bombed the store. That's what happened.
Well, with two stores on their hands, it looks as though Murphy and Levy are in business. But there's only one Abie. Well, now be sure to listen again next Saturday night at the same time for another episode of the Murphys, the Levys, and their friends. Abies Irish Rose is dedicated to the spirit of freedom and equality which gives to this nation the greatness that is America. Abies Irish Rose is written by Ann Nichols and brought to you by Procter & Gamble, the makers of Dream, America's largest selling shampoo. This is Howard Petrie. Good night.